is your social distance when you're out in the market. Prosperous and strong for you. So my hair is clipped from Lalu's hugging it. He hugged.
Good evening, ma'am.
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening,
Good
ma'am.
evening, ma'am. Jai Hind, ma'am.
Good evening, my dear children. Good evening, children.
Good evening.
Good
Can you
evening,
hear
ma'am.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We can.
Yes, ma'am.
This is our big show, Isha. Number
34.
oh, 34. Yeah. So, friends, this is the 34th book reading show with me, but this is now the first show from my office in Delhi, not in Puducherry, but today it's in Delhi.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
happens to be,
Yes, ma'am.
so this is in Delhi, and you see my Delhi office. I'm not in Rajnivas in Pondicherry. I came back from there last Sunday, and today is Friday. It's been my fifth day in Delhi, and I am now back home. I'm back home to my own home in Delhi. Isn't it wonderful to be home? I find it the best place to
ma'am.
be. In
Yes,
fact,
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I was
ma'am.
asked, I was asked one day, which is your best place for holiday? And I said, home. They said, why? I said, because everything is there. Everything's comfortable for me. I have my food, I have my bed, and I have my books, and I have my music, and I have my everything, entertainment, and I have my garden park where I can go to walk to. So what else is a holiday, a holiday place? So I'm really back home on a holiday because every day for me is like a holiday. They're everything, and then my own family members who there to look after me, take care of me, support me, be with me, and I be with them. It's a future. So welcome to this 34th show now from New Delhi office. You like the idea? So this is uh, the Delhi office. You see, I think part of it, you see mummy's picture behind me. Part of it. Maybe we'll improve it next time in my camera to complete. Yeah, you can move. I want to move this. There you are. See, mommy is fully there. That's right. That's better. You see mommy picture, you see honorable president, you see the honorable prime minister, and you see so many pictures, and you see Isha as well, who's running the show for you. So I think that's a good idea to have it. So this is the Delhi office where I'm working from, and I used to work from it before I went to Pondicherry. All right, friends, let's come to you and let's get introducing each other, beginning with Arti Pakrushi. Okay, Arti, Arti.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Arit Pakrashi. I live in Navi Mumbai. It is in Maharashtra, Mumbai. I study in Vibgyor High, 4th B, and I love hobbies of football and cricket and etc. I read novels of Jeff Kinney, Jules Verne, etc.
Lovely, Arun. I will. So you follow sports, right? And what did you do in COVID time? You must have missed sports a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Because of this COVID situation, I can't go outside.
Yes. So what happened during the year of COVID? What did you do?
Ma'am, I studied online. Ma'am, it's necessary. But I was going outside but wearing mask. It's very means
It is still difficult at the moment in Maharashtra. Am I?
yes,
Am I right? Yeah.
yes,
It's still not safe. COVID has not gone yet in Maharashtra. It's still challenging Maharashtra. Am I right?
yes, ma'am.
Uh, so how are you taking care of yourself then?
Ma'am, staying home, doing
So have you
everything
read?
online.
Have you read a lot?
Yes,
Wonderful.
ma'am. I in this lockdown, my mom has bought books from online.
That's nice.
But
That was You can do a lot of reading. This reading will be very helpful. I'm glad your mommy did that.
Yes, ma'am. I was also interested in reading, ma'am.
So have you got the habit of reading because of COVID?
Yes, ma'am. What can we do in the home because we can't go outside? So reading the books and writing is the main part of being at
When
home.
you read, Arif, when you read so much, do you at the end of the day recall what did you read and did you write it?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a good thing to do. Combine your reading with writing. As you read, then sit down quietly for half an hour and write and recall what you read.
Yes, ma'am. One page I write.
That's good. That's a good thing. That will be really very good, useful for you. It's useful for all other children who are listening to this. When you read, and if you can spare half an hour, and by personal discipline, recall what you write. That's a good thing to do. And if you do it as a child, this will be stand you in very good stead as you grow up. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So Arun, that's you. Now let's go to Advait Prakash from Chennai. Advait.
Hi all, my name is Advait and I study in the grade 5 in Athena Global School. I live in Chennai. Some of my hobbies are I love learning robotics and I also do some coding. In this lockdown, I have gone to many coding and robotic classes and I know how to code now. I also like to play outdoor games like badminton and football. Some of the authors I like are Jeff Kinney.
Very nice. So, what did you do? How did you spend your time so well or properly during the COVID time?
Ma'am, I read many books and as I could not go down to play, when my parents are free, I ask them to play some kind of indoor games.
Did you learn some music? Are you fond of music? Or you not?
Not really, ma'am.
Okay. So good, you done robotics. Why do you do robotics? What makes you like robots?
Um, really want to develop India with technology, ma'am.
Wonderful. So are you reading a lot on technology?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. We'll come back to you again. Now let's go back to Divyansh Bhatt. Divyansh from Ghaziabad. Divyansh.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Divyansh Bhatt. I am studying in class 6th in Sun Valley International School. I am living in a family of 4 in Vishali, Ghaziabad. Cricket is my favorite sport and I love to play it. I like to read books like biographies and autobiographies of famous personalities. Some of them are MS Dhoni, Sachin Tendulkar, etc. And apart from that, I also like to play badminton and chess. Ma'am,
How
like
did you
you,
spend? How did you spend your COVID year? Because you
ma-
all lost a year, lost to school full more than a year now.
yes, ma'am, I did art and craft, and ma'am, I played chess. Yes, ma'am.
So you played chess and you did art and craft. Who taught
Yes,
you chess and art and craft?
ma'am, I learned with my sister.
Okay. How old is she? Younger or older?
I'm older.
She taught you how to play chess?
Yes, ma'am.
Lovely.
And ma'am,
And who?
some of the drawings I made in lockdown, ma'am. This, ma'am,
Oh,
ma'am, it is,
that's
ma'am,
lovely. Lots of colors. Lots of nice colors.
yes, ma'am,
Divash,
ma'am, it's Madhubani
yes.
paint. And
Very
ma'am,
nice.
it's worldly art.
Very nice. Very nice. And
Thank
it's
you,
the
ma'am.
first time you learned during at home. Did you do art and craft in school as well?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
That is why. And you got time to do it. here
Yes, ma'am.
with COVID. Yes. And was your online learning in school good?
Yes, ma'am.
You could manage well?
Yes, ma'am.
So you must have done a lot of self reading because of that. Lot of self learning.
Yes, ma'am.
Who taught you at
Ma'am,
home?
sometimes my sister.
Right. She was an older. How many years older is she?
Ma'am, she is 9 years older than me.
Oh, that's quite long. That's quite good. Almost be like a teacher to you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice. Thank you so much, Divash. You and Ghaziabad. Now we go to Kunal Agarwal. That's New Delhi. Kunal,
Yes, ma'am.
Kunal, you're from Delhi.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do? What are your hobbies?
Yeah, I love playing the sports, every sport, and I love playing novels and reading novels, observing them. And in lockdown, I started like bit of digital marketing, and yeah, that field is also good. And I'm a UPSC aspirant, and I have started making YouTube videos also last 1 2 months.
You're doing
And
nature videos. What do you do in nature
YouTube
videos?
YouTube videos.
How? What do you like nature
Yeah,
and you do with your own iPhone?
no, no. In the I make YouTube videos in which basically what I learn I can show there. Like from YouTube, I learn various things. Like I've learned coding from YouTube only. So I upload that on YouTube. So I have a playlist of that.
That's wonderful. That's being creative. Are you fond of IT? Are you fond of information technology
Yeah,
a lot?
yeah, yeah,
Good. So you use your time, otherwise you may not have been able to get that kind of time,
yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it? Yeah.
yeah.
Good.
We had a lot of time for pursuing our hobbies. So yeah.
Lovely. Good. Good, Kunal. Let's go to
Okay.
Prathamesh Singh from Lucknow.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, my name is Prathamesh Singh, and ma'am, some of my hobbies are to play chess, cricket, and I also like to play video games. Ma'am, I in lockdown I spend my times to make YouTube videos and to play chess with my father and my sister.
Oh, that's a nice long holiday you had for a whole 1 year to play chess with daddy and play video games. And what kind of homework did you do? Did you get homework from school?
No, yes, ma'am.
So you could
Ma'am,
find the time. Huh.
ma'am, I have made a timetable for that.
Lovely. So you were organized during the COVID time and you use your time well?
Yes, ma'am.
How?
Ma'am, first in the morning I wake up and I brush my teeth and take a bath. Ma'am, then ma'am I pick up my book and first study my chapter that told, and ma'am then I do my homework from the school.
So
And
you had
first we got
carry on.
videos from, first we got videos from school, and now there are online classes face to face.
Good. So what did you miss in COVID time? Ramesh, what did you
Ma'am,
miss, you think?
ma'am, school and friends.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Uh, that was Ramesh. Let's go to Pushpraj Tyagi. Pushpraj
Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
from
Ma'am, my name is Pushpraj Tyagi, and I'm 12-year-old, and I study in class 7th, and I'm in DPS Qualia. And I came to do hard work to achieve my goals. And ma'am, I want to serve the nation as a IAS officer, and I'm very thankful to meet you virtually.
so how did you spend your year of COVID?
Ma'am, actually, I keep myself engaging in some and other works.
Like
Like I studied ma'am in Times, and I learned like many other games how to play, and I love to ma'am, I love to like play the cricket and that lawn tennis.
but you could not have gone outdoors. So how did you use your time better?
Ma'am, I kept myself like in studying and preparing for learning how to cook and help other people's our family members in our and help the poor peoples and the daily wage livers around us in the lockdown time.
So you learn to cook also.
Yes, ma'am. Some small recipes.
That must have been very nice because otherwise you may not have had the time to learn to cook.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this corona time made us learn something new.
Very nice. Excellent. Well done. Let's go to Yuval Thakkar. He's from Dubai.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am, and my dear friends. My name is Yuvam Takkar, and I study in Delhi Private School in grade 7. I'm currently living in Dubai and I'm 12 years old. I come from a very cultured and modern North Indian family. We hail from Faridabad, which is in the state of Haryana. Some of my hobbies are public speaking and playing football. I also love to do doodling during my free time. I am a bookworm as I absolutely love reading books. My favorite author is Lincoln Pierce and I love reading humor. Ma'am, this is one of the example of my doodling.
Very nice. So you say you're oh, that's very interesting.
Yes,
That's
ma'am, and I'm
beautiful.
working on this as well.
Wow. Have you done this yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
That's very creative. Very, very nice and creative.
Thank you, ma'am.
So did you do it on your own? Did somebody teach you?
Ma'am, I've not exactly been taught. I watched videos and learned somewhat, and then I looked at various pictures and then got an idea in my mind, and then I draw.
That's great. Indeed great. See how much self-learning. The COVID time has made you all become more self-reliant, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
COVID time has made you learn more, learn indoor, cook, be of help, be an artist, and read more. That's the best part. Otherwise, you may not have had time to read outside your school books. What's happened is that you've got used the time to read and become a bookworm and also to write. All right, great. So we've introduced ourselves now as a first round. Now, can I go to your questions you asked? Do you have?
We have story.
Okay, we have a story. Okay, Isha has a story and she'll share with you. Go ahead, Isha. She has a story for you.
How to lose a shoe. As the train arrived, I ran to the nearest women's compartment. I wriggled my way through the crowd and found myself a place to stand in. I had to travel a lot in those days as I played competitive tennis. As the train began to pull out of the station, I looked around and realized that some of the women passengers were staring aggressively at me. All of a sudden, one of them sprang up from her seat and whacked me with her umbrella. That was like a signal for all the other women. They all pressed around me and began to beat me with whatever they carried, shouting, "These dirty boys will stop at nothing." In that chaos, I realized that they had mistaken me for a boy who they thought had purposely walked into the women's compartment. The reason for their assumption dawned upon me while I was still being beaten. I was dressed in slacks, a loose shirt, and shoes. My short haircut did not help me either. I was pushed and dragged towards the door. I kept shouting, "Please believe me, I'm a girl." But no one even bothered to hear what I said. I was brought right to the edge of the door. While clinging onto the door bars desperately, one of my shoes slipped off my foot and fell on the tracks. I held on to the bars for dear life while being pushed and let my second shoe also fall. I did this so that whoever got my first shoe would now find a pair. Of course, I did manage to hang on till the next station and then let myself fall on the platform. I remember when I fell. The hard concrete felt really comforting after all that pushing and pulling. Several months after this episode, I read that Gandhiji had also done something similar. While traveling on a train, one of his slippers had fallen off, so he promptly threw down the other. When he got off the train, he walked smiling to greet his hosts, oblivious of the fact that he was barefoot. When his friends noticed and asked how he had lost both his slippers, he narrated the incident and said, "I am happy someone will be able to use them."
Yeah, now.
You heard the story?
Yes, ma'am.
It is a
Yes,
true
yes,
story.
Yes, ma'am.
It happened when I was just about 14 years old. I was traveling in the train and I used to go play from Amritsar to Delhi to go to play my tennis matches. And and we never had reserved compartments and we used to travel last minute. So we used to travel in unreserved compartments and then those days we had the ladies compartment. So I got to the ladies compartment and the women thought I was a boy. So they decided to push me back. They thought a boy had got into a ladies compartment. And that's the story. It's a 14, I was only 14 years old. So you heard that this is from the book box. They made the story many years ago, and we thought we'd share this with you as a story. You like it? Okay, give me your message from the story. What is it that you take away from it? Anand, Arti, what is that you take? What's your
Man,
lesson learned?
man, if you throw one shoes and second shoes, first people who found it will be will be able to use it.
Okay, all right. Advent, what is your takeaway from the story?
Always help others.
Okay, Divyansh, what is your takeaway? Divyansh Bhatt.
Ma'am, we should help others in whatever way possible.
Okay, Kunal, what's your takeaway?
Ma'am, that you threw that shoe because one shoe doesn't have a value. So to give the person who found it two shoes, except of one, because that one doesn't have a value, he can't go around with one shoe. So to have it full, you threw two, one pair.
Okay, okay, all right. Prathamesh from Lucknow, what is your takeaway?
Ma'am, my takeaway is that, ma'am, we should always not thinking of ourselves. We should sometimes think of others. And if your one shoe is gone, then you can throw your other shoe also, because it is no use of you and the other one who finds that shoe.
Very nice. Pushprat, what is your takeaway?
Yes, ma'am. I think that it shows that the humanities of like helping others. That we should never be selfish. We should service before self.
Very good. And Yuval, what is your takeaway?
Yes, Mama, I took away two things. The first one is you should care for others' needs and respect their needs. And the second thing, you should not cry over spilt milk. Whatever has happened has happened. Now, if one shoe has fallen, then you don't sit there complaining that my one shoe has fallen. You try to help the other person by throwing the other shoe as well.
Wonderful. See, you all heard each other, and see, all of you shared some very interesting little learning of your own. You see, I don't expect you to answer of my age. What would my age answer? But it is your age. Basically, it's humanity. We're talking humanity. Before you are a human, before you're a person, it is not the who you. It is not what you are. It's what who you are. What is within you? What happened within me was, even though I was being pushed away, thrown away, being troubled, yet I had humanity within me. The message was that it's good to have human values inside. Even though I was in trouble, even though I was in distress, yet when I was in distress, I didn't lose my cool as that girl at that age. Instead, I again thought of somebody else. Again, even though I was in discomfort, I thought of another's comfort. It's called humanity within you. These are called, if you have these kinds of values at this age, when you grow up, you will continue to be outstanding human beings. So it's not just being outside in body as a human being, it's within you what is important. So that is the takeaway from the story. Let me go to your questions and then we will take the vote, right? You take from the audience. So we take some questions from the audience, but I'll quickly go over some of your questions you asked raised. Let's begin with what's your question? Prakash?
Ma'am, I want to ask how you got into the Rajanivas Puducherry. What is your story?
I was posted. I was appointed, my child. I was appointed, as you know, it's the Honorable President of India who appoints, such positions are appointed by the President of India. I was appointed by the President of India to work and serve as Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. I did not go asking, I've not taken any examination for it. You take exam for the Union Public Service Commission to become the IAS and the IPS. But when you have to be left governor of such positions, these are appointments by the government of the day. And the government of the day, led by the Honorable President of India, appointed. Okay? Okay, Anand?
Ma'am, I want to show you something that I've made.
Okay, sure.
Ma'am, CV Raman. Ma'am.
CV Raman.
CV Raman. Ma'am, next Sunday the National Science Day is coming, so I made the CV Raman.
Very nice, very nice. Well done, well done, well done. Excellent. I'm so happy to see this.
And ma'am, Pythagoras, a Greek mathematician.
That's very nice. Excellent. Well done. This is what was very good. This is when you read such like biographies, and you said that you read a lot, and you also read biographies, and you read great people, Indian great people. It's excellent that you are acquiring those value systems. Okay, Advait, what's your question? Advait Prakash.
Yes, ma'am. So my question is that how to avoid the failures that come through our way while we are going to our aim.
When you take an examination and you do not get 10 out of 10 or 100 out of 100, but you get 8 out of 100, or sorry, 8 out of 10, or you get 80 out of 100, is that a failure? Is that a failure? Or is that an effort? Answer my question.
It's an effort, ma'am.
Yes. So, failure is when you don't take an exam. Failure is when you don't take an exam, when you don't put in the effort. But if you put in the effort, but you don't get full as much as you wanted, it's not a failure. It's an exercise. It's an experience. It's a practice. It's an inspiration, and it's to do better next time. So failure is when you fail to make the effort. Remember, failure is when you fail to make the effort. But if you make the effort, but you don't get the result you're looking for, then it's an experience to do it better next time. You understand that? So you have to
Yes, ma'am.
understand to define failure. Failure is when you do not put the effort. But if you put the effort and you don't get that result, then you know what to do better next time. That's practice. Okay, Divyansh, what's your question of Ghaziabad? Divyansh,
Ma'am, I want to ask that, ma'am, sometimes I am overconfident about things. So, ma'am, how to overcome this habit?
what do you mean by overconfident and what do you mean by confident? What do you mean by overconfident? I can understand overeating. When you eat more than your food, then there's your appetite. But what is overconfident? How do you measure that? So what do you mean by this? I don't understand. But
Ma'am, when
yeah,
we
go
are,
ahead.
ma'am, when we are, means, ma'am, when we understand more about,
I've not still understood. Well, give me an example from your life.
ma'am, just like, ma'am, when I study, so, ma'am, I am thinking that this thing I have learned. But when the exam or something is there, that question only came, but ma'am, I didn't get the answer.
Okay. That means you were overconfident that you're very well prepared, but that's not the way it was when you were examined. Oh, so you were
Yes.
confident. That it's not overconfident. It's like being oversure about it. It's not overconfident. I won't use the word confident. I would probably say oversure. So no harm. Recheck. The only way is when you feel that you're ready. Recheck. Test yourself. Examine yourself. So it's a self-examination. Be your own teacher. So you're sure when you're firing something, hey, you're sure you're going to hit the one. But you did. Maybe you realize, oh, I did put the arc, the bow and the arrow in the right position. So you start looking at it. So I think it's not being overconfident. It's like being oversure.
Okay, ma'am.
So you can. The only way is when you start feeling, oh, I'm ready, I'm prepared. Okay, so you can ask yourself, let me hold on. Let me recheck for myself. It's a recheck. Give yourself a recheck. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Let's go. Kunal, Kunal from Delhi.
Yes, ma'am. And my question was related to development of our nation. So basically, most problems are related to population only, like pollution and many other things like unemployment and competition. The competition rate is also is higher. So, ma'am, what can we do to reduce the population? Like nowadays, India has such a huge population, and every policy that is made is a failure. Like China's one child policy was also a failure. So what would be the best thing, best policy?
Oh, Saina has joined us. Welcome, Saina. Okay. Now, what we can do in control of population is remember, the more you educate women, the more the population will come under control. That's a question by Kunal. Because um, it's the choice of the woman how many times she wants to become a mother, when she wants to become a mother. Of course, it's a collective decision between the husband and the wife, but it is very important decision of the particularly the woman when she wants to become a mother. And if she's more educated, higher her education, more self-confident, more economically empowered. She would like to give life to birth to a life. But how many times she wants to become, it's her choice. So if she has where all, the only thing population control would be, the key would be education of the woman, including also a sense of responsibility of the husband. Because when you give birth to a child, it is a life. It's lifelong responsibility. It's a life born. And that life now needs, it's like a plant being planted in the garden. You plant a plant in the garden, it becomes the duty of the gardener now to look after that plant. You just can't plant and go away. You have to protect it, then nurture it. See that the animals don't come and eat it away. So child is an important decision. Motherhood is a very important decision. And the more woman is educated and the higher the quality of education, the more responsible will be productivity. So it's responsible behavior and it's also an empowered woman who could decide also how many times she wants to be a mother and her resources, whether she's capable, she thinks, and also her body. If she's not a healthy woman, it's not, unless she's healthy, how can she produce a healthy child? So therefore, it will not depend on the status of women in a society. Next question is from Pradesh, from Lucknow. Pradesh.
Ma'am, my question is that, ma'am, how I improve my reading habits?
You all read, don't you? I've seen that you're all readers. How do you focus? Who will answer this question? How do you focus? Those of you who are good readers. Would anybody like to answer? Yes, Kunal?
Okay, so basically, when we read, it is not clearly mentioned that your character is wearing this and that. So basically, it's all your imagination, and everything in the book is basically your imagination. Like it's better than movies. In movies, you can see everything, but in book, it's basically your full imagination. It's a movie going on in your mind. So if you stay focused and nobody is coming in the room and you are fully focused to reading a book and what is happening in your mind and that imagination what is happening, then yeah, it's easy.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
anybody else? Anybody else want to answer? How do you focus? How to get focused on my studies is a question of formation. Anybody else? Yes, carry on, Amrit.
Ma'am, basically, the books are so interesting than movies. Mov- Movies just show the um, missing parts. Missing parts in the book. They show the whole part which happened. It books are interesting. That's why I focus on the books. That's why.
Our question here is question is how to get focused. How to get focused means how do you concentrate on what you're reading. That's his question. Would Saina like to talk? Saina, would you like to briefly answer? How do you get focused?
Jai Dharima to all the children. Jai Dharima, Mummy.
Jai Dharima.
Beta, book reading is a beautiful habit, and I personally love the feel of paper and the smell of paper. It's very dear to me. It's how much you enjoy reading and what you like reading, and the time of the day, how much time you've kept for your reading. But it's how much you enjoy reading. You can't force yourself to be a reader. You have to instinctively be a reader. You have to pick up a book. But you all are reading on your phones. You all are already doing that. It's about picking up a book, enjoying that process of reading a book. How do you focus? It's how much you want it. It's about how much you want it. If that 1 hour, half an hour, 45 minutes is extremely important to you, वो आपका अपना टाइम है, वो आपका अपना पर्सनल टाइम है, when the journey is between you and the book, and how much you enjoy the book. The book in your hand matters. The book has to call you. So it's a beautiful habit. And when you really want it, you'll do it.
Okay, ma'am.
So first answer, if I could take over from what Saina left, Saina is saying if you want it, sometimes you don't like that subject, but it's an examination. You
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
want it, you don't like the subject, but it's your school syllabus, and then you have to read it. How do you focus on it? Is to tell your mind.
Studies.
Yeah, that's.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's look at it from studies point of view. That if you have to tell your mind, it's your examination. It's just like, for instance, I don't like mathematics, but I have to practice it because if I have to do well, yes, Advait, you want to say something? Yeah.
Um, if we want to study a subject which we don't like, but we need to study that for exam, we could just force ourselves to study that.
Do what?
Force yourself to study that
Force
subject.
yourself. Sometimes you have to compel yourself. You're exactly what Saina also said. Keep aside the time for it. To say, I am not going to get it. It's like personal discipline, personal habit, personal teacher, personal watch, personal binding. So you have to stretch yourself to say, I have to study this subject, even though I don't like it. But it's my part of my syllabus, and I'm going to be tested. I have to pass the test, I have to do well. Therefore, you have to tell your mind to like it. You have to tell your mind. That means you and the mind are two separate things. You are the master of your mind, not the mind your master. Mind says, no, I don't like it, I don't like it, so you get away. No, you tell your mind, I like it. You better like it. So in a way, you are the master of your mind, not the mind your master. So you have to master your mind. So understand you and the master are, are two different things. You and the master are two different things.
Yes, ma'am.
You and the master are two different things. So you have to tell this mind that you are the master. I'm the master. So you better listen to me. So you have to tell your mind, you listen to me. So you have to be, now you have to understand that you are not the mind. Mind is within you. Like you have the body, you have the eyes, you have the ear. You have a mind within you. So you are the master of your mind, not the mind your master. Mind will say, I want to have golgappas, I want to have jalebis, get out. I want to have fun, I want to go. But your mind will tell you, no. Let's first, you will tell your mind, I have to do my homework. So it's like personal discipline. Personal discipline is very, very important. Training yourself to be in personal discipline is critical. So
Yes,
it's personal habit. You have to tie yourself. You have to stick to yourself. I'm not going to get away till I finish my work. I'm not going to get away. I will not have my food till I finish it. So you tell your mind, then the mind gives up. The mind gives in. Mind has to be enslaved and harnessed. That's what Lord Bhagwan Krishna said. That these are five senses. You have to harness. These are five horses. They go wild. So does your mind go wild? It's a monkey. Many, many times Lord Bhagwan Buddha also said, your mind is a monkey. Monkey wants to have a lot of fun everywhere. But you have to tame the monkey. So tame your mind, and that's a monkey which you have to control. So that's the answer. Okay? Now, Pushprat, Pushprat from Gwalior, your question.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is, ma'am, what steps should be taken in this is to become self-dependent in the future?
Now, self-dependent in what way? Economic way, social way, psychological way, what? Spiritual way, how? So, self-dependent in what way? Mind, body, soul, how? So, are you? So, what is the meaning of your self-dependent at the moment? Is it economic self-reliance?
Yes, ma'am, socially and like, ma'am, economically.
Let's look at economic at the moment. Economic self-reliance. It's the way your studies are taking you. If you study well, they're taking you towards self-reliance because they make you economically capable of earning for yourself. So your studies, if you study well and you go to the right kind of skills and you spend your time learning the right way, you will become self-dependent. But if you don't do the right skilling now, if you don't do the right learning now, you'll be dependent on financially much longer on your parents than you want to be.
Yes, ma'am.
So social dependence is about the way you deal with your friends. Whether friends are there, but you can't live without them. That's dependence. But you have friends and you can be on your own. That's self-dependent. You have friends, yet self-dependent. So there is a dependency in what way? So I'm now at the moment concentrating answering only your economic self-dependence. Economic self will come through academics. But remember, even if you study well, it will make you psychologically more knowledgeable, socially more so, because subjects will have lots of variety which will educate you. Education, the right kind of education is self-reliance. So you're talking about self-reliance, not self-dependence. Larger meaning is self-reliance. And that can be social, psychological, spiritual, economic, environmental. There's so many things. But remember, life is interdependent and yet independent. Life is independent, self is still interdependent, but not just dependent, it's also independent. Okay? Alright, let's go to the last one.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, you will? You
Yes,
will?
ma'am. Ma'am, during these online schooling times, a new way of bullying has evolved. It is not cyberbullying, but it is a sort of bullying that happens within our online classes. Like people remove you from the meeting, they mute you while you're answering, and even at times continuously message you during classes. So, how do you handle these people? Do you say to their face that stop disturbing me? Or you complain to your parents or to a teacher, or whether you simply ignore whatever they're doing and their antics?
I don't think you can ignore every time everything.
Yes, ma'am.
That's human. You will? Raise your
Yes,
hand. You? Top left. Yeah, you know, I don't think, but the very important observation you made, and this must be happening because this is the way to tease each other because now it's not physical teaching, it's physical pinching, it's physical boxing, it's now muting or messaging during it. So maybe you can block them. You need to block them if you
Yes,
can.
ma'am, I've tried that, but our school does not give us a provision in order to block them from messaging us or doing any of their antics.
I think the best way would be that after the class is over, inform your teacher in one-to-one basis by one-to-one messaging who did it.
Sure, ma'am.
I think it's important for the teacher to know who is bullying. It's called electronic bullying.
Yes,
And it's
ma'am.
not in group you answer, you tell the teacher that during my class today, I was done e-booking. This is e-bullying. E-bullying. So when I'm done e-bullying, let the teacher know. So that the teacher knows how to deal with the student. So
Yes,
don't
ma'am.
openly blame, but send a message one-on-one to your teacher. You must complain.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not complaining, it's alerting the teacher, which the teacher may not know.
Yes, ma'am. I'll do so. Thank you, ma'am.
Good, good, I'm glad you did. All right, let's take a few questions from the audience. Or you worried about the Sandhya? I think you're worried about the child a little too early. Just enjoy it, play with him. In fact, play with him. Enjoy playing with him.
Yes.
How can he be serious? He's a child. 8 years old is full of fun and play. Play with him. In fact, be his friend and play with him. He's not dependent on you. In fact, he wants you to be his company, a friend, because in COVID times, well, where else does he go? So play with him. Find a time to play with him, Sandhya. It's time for him to play. Go back to your 8 years old and then see, remember what did you want as an 8 year old. So he's not your age. You become his age and play with him. He's not the he's treating you as a friend. You've become his friend. Play with him. Enjoy. And you are very fortunate that the child is playful. Go ahead, Sandhya. Next. Now, how do you get so calm when you're angry? Then become aware that I'm getting angry. By becoming aware that I'm getting angry. So, the moment you're aware of your strong emotions, you become calmer. The way to anger control is to become aware of your emotions, what's happening. In fact, if you wish to uh, get these, we are my daughter, Saina Rusbegarucha. She is doing Gita lessons for children I think every alternate Friday, every alternate Saturday, and the one is show is tomorrow. And she last show was anger management. Tomorrow she is Gita for children on fear. Join the classes if you can. You'll get wonderful lessons. Tomorrow at what time? 4 p.m. Live. We will be live at 4 o'clock. Gita for Children. Join us there, and you will get some of these answers. It's a lot of Q&A, and experts on Gita are joining us, Bhagavad Gita, and they will be telling you from the Gita lessons which shloka the Lord Krishna has answered on fear or in anger. Anger for the first one, and I'm sure it must be on the YouTube somewhere website. Is it, Isha?
Ma'am,
You can even
ma'am,
go to
I've
that.
seen one of the episodes.
Yes.
The
China?
YouTube channel is demonstrative learning, and yeah, there are some
Correct.
very good episodes. Yeah, I've
Isn't it
seen.
there? Sina, isn't it on demonstrative learning?
The
Yes. Please
YouTube
go
links
ahead.
are, yes,
Go
it's
ahead.
there. It's there. It's there. It's there on demonstrative learning, and the YouTube links are there.
Lovely. So listen to the past episode, and next episode is tomorrow, 4 o'clock live. If you can want to, tomorrow they will be addressing the concept of fear. Right, Sina? Would you like to tell them a little?
It's about fear. We are going to talk about the emotion fear. What is it all about? How do you address it? How do you handle it? We understand fear. We meet you at 4 o'clock tomorrow. We
Very good.
meet you at 4. And we are going to
Lovely.
see what Lord Krishna has told us how to handle fear.
So join us on that. All right, let's go to the next question. Akshara, I've answered your question. So
Excuse
Palak, good evening. Yeah. Good pleasure to interact, ma'am. My question, how to find my purpose of my life. Purpose of your life is what you like to do. First, find out what you like to do, and then just be reflective, meditate. I think join some of these Gita classes. Join some of these classes, you start getting internal reflection and internally you'll getting a few answers and find the purpose of your life as you grow. Like for instance, being a great mother is a purpose, being a great parent is a purpose, being a great public servant is a purpose, being a great civil servant, being of value to the others is a purpose. So you can find your purpose, but I cannot tell you your purpose. The purpose has to come from within. Yes, Farah. Next one. Thank you, Manu. I think on the contrary, it is Goddess Durga which protected me all along my work in picture, because it is Goddess Durga which gave me the energy. Because Goddess Durga stands for energy, and she gave me that energy. So Ravi Shankar says, "Can you share about your next journey of life ahead?" My next journey of life ahead is. As I already said, I don't design my journey. It just happens. All I have to do is one day at a time give it my best. And that giving your best every single day becomes readiness for the journey the next day. How long this journey is, none of us know.
Mommy is right
Right?
here, inspiring everyone. This is her journey. Her yatra never.
Uh,
She's
yeah,
walking.
this is a part of my journey. Thank
This is,
you.
each moment
Okay.
is a part of her journey.
Okay, Didi Ram. Hi, ma'am. How do you boost yourself when you feel depressed? Why should I feel depressed at all if I'm aware? Why? Why should I let myself not watch my own self? As I told you, mind and you are two different things. You are the master. Mind is your slave. Mind is has to listen to you, and not you listen to your mind. You order your mind what you want. So why should I order my mind make me depressed? Why should I tell my mind make me happy and be happy? So you be the master of your mind and not the mind your master. Okay, did you know? Okay, next. So let's go to the next and last issue. Yes, sir. The last one. We've already done it a year, an hour and a half. Divesh Singh Rathore, how can I join your foundation? Write to me on kiranbedioffice@gmail.com. Okay, write to me, kiranbedioffice@gmail.com, or you can go to demonstrative learning and you can also send a contact message from there. You can join us from any one of these sites. Demonstrative learning is another, but kiranbedioffice@gmail.com is another. You can, and then I'll link you with the foundations. Okay, any other? Okay, great. Lovely meeting you. And this is the 34th and a session from home office in Delhi. And so wonderful that you made history, that you've joined us from home office. I hope it's been of value to you this hour and a half. I hope you take away certain ideas and messages, and we will stay connected. Isha will connect you with the students. Isha, can you come and say hello to you? I want you to say hello to Isha, who has been handling, connecting you and technologically bringing you all together. You can say hello to her and thank you to her. Pooja and Isha. Pooja is doing the camera and Isha is doing the technology. Here we go. That's Isha. That's Isha. And there's Pooja. Pooja? Where is it? That's Isha.
More than me, I think it's Surya Kala, Kushi, and Amesha, and Ria. Four of them, four interns who were connected with us from Rajnivas. And now they're back to their homes and they're still interning with us. And these four girls have organized all of this.
These four interns. See that? This is how we work. It's a total voluntary, collective community effort. And of course, as you grow up, you will be part of this effort. You will also say, I want to join in. And then Isha will say, what role can you play? But I owe this concept to my Rajnivas colleague, Asha Gupta, who we are missing because she's at work with the new Lieutenant Governor now. And she is now taking care of her priorities at work. So we are missing Asha Gupta, who was always a part of our team. I'm sure one day when she has the time, we'll try and bring her in again. I miss her completely because we owe so much to her. Pooja, I miss her. And that's Pooja, also from the team Rajnivas earlier. Pooja is doing the camera work at the moment and shooting your pictures. So I am wanting her to be seen properly. So that's Pooja in the Delhi office. Yes?
I will turn Surya Kala and we add all of them to our WhatsApp.
So you're all going to be part of our WhatsApp group, which we have of the past students as well. So you're an extended family again, and till we meet again, I'm sure a future will reconnect with us again, make you reconnect with each other, me and Simon. All right? Thank you, and God bless you. Bye bye. Lots of love.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you,
It
ma'am.
was a wonderful session and interesting one.
Yes, ma'am. It was a fabulous.
Thank you.
It was a fabulous session, ma'am.
Experience for all of us.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Lots of love. If you come to Delhi, we can catch up again one day. Right?
Yes.
That's where I am right now. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, and happy to inform you that, ma'am,
The community of this area benefited by this becoming a good water body. This is a direct message and an appeal to Government of India. Plan for bound right away in the coming few weeks.
Yes, ma'am. We have.
Be ready to move. The day you start worrying about your transfer, you start compromising and you start being afraid. Will the DMS please give me an update on why is the vaccination so low?
Who is going to discharge an additional duty of the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry till some arrangements are made.
I thank the Government of India for a lifetime experience in serving Puducherry as its Lieutenant Governor. Have you understood, children?
yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, love you. Thank you. Love you too. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
धन्यवाद मैडम जी, धन्यवाद.
Thank you very much. All of you.